I knew I had to get one thing wrong. Hello, bird nerds. It's Monday. I'm Grant. It's an urban bird nerds Monday. Jeez, I don't. What's going on with this silly cropping thing? I don't like it. It's got me cropped in. Anyway, folks. Oh, look. I mean, everything's going crazy. I changed my studio around, and then everything goes wrong. I'm here with a new backdrop. There we are. One of the best birds at any time. Scarlet myzomala. I couldn't say it last time I tried to get that word out of my mouth. I'm coming to you from the unceded lands of the Wurundjeri people, Melbourne, Naarm, Australia. We're going to talk about bird counts today, citizen science. I had a guest lined up, but they pulled out last minute, so sorry about that. Folks, yesterday I debuted a little video that I made, and it was too long. Naomi, this is I want your opinion on this because you saw it yesterday. Let's see. I've got to add a voiceover still to it and some groovy music. You probably didn't get a good look at that, did you? I need to take that off, don't I? Let's try that again. Let's try that again. And then we'll get right into the world of bird counts. Look at that explosion. That's got big dramatic music. And then shameless plug. There we are. What do you reckon, Naomi? Is that a better time or is it still too long? Loz is here with me today. How are you, Loz? Do you want to come down and say hello? Come on. Come on. No, these toys much more interesting. Oh, folks, I feel a bit exhausted after all of that stuff we did yesterday. There was a lot. There was a lot. Where are we going to start? Let's start. Where will we start? Let's start here. Let's start with the big daddies in the bird counting world, and that would be the Audubon Society. There we are. We get them. Oh, comments. Hello. This is what I like. Thanks, Naomi. Yeah. So, big explosion noise, dramatic music, and a silly voiceover from me should do the trick. Thanks, Glenn. Hello, Glenn. How are you? How was the weekend at the Botanic Gardens? And did you get a good shroom shot on Saturday? How's the weather up there too? By the way, I heard it was very hot. Naomi's in the Blue Mountains. Good. Now, Naomi, is the trip to Victoria a quick holiday, or is it going to be like a longer a short one or a longer one? Just let us know there. Okay, I need to get. Just bear with me. I need to move some of my studio assets so that I'm looking at the right thing. There we are. So I can be looking at you there. Audubon's over here. Let's make their website bigger, and then we'll be able to have a better conversation. So, one of the things... Oh, Naomi, here we are. Trip is short. We avoid Easter, and then a longer one to the Mallee. Yeah, apparently it's really hot in the Mallee at the moment. Or at this period. I I let's get the housekeeping out of the way. Been reaching out to a lot of the people that we have been referencing in both the bird emergency and habitat gardening in the last little while, and the folk at Mallee Conservation. I don't know if you remember when we looked at what they were doing. They're busy at the moment, but it's hot. But they will be having a introductory chat this week, so hopefully they'll be on the show soon. So yeah, getting some guests lined up, which is good for habitat gardening, and hopefully we'll have some magpie people on to talk about magpies shortly. So that'll get us back on track. What has Glenn got to say? Only a half day out. Morning was given a photography talk to a garden club. How was that? Oh, nice Australian hobby in flight. Actually, I saw an Australian hobby here the other day too, and was a male because it was very small. The one I usually see around here must be the female because she's quite chunky. Yeah. Okay, let's give some attention to the great backyard bird count in the US of A. Oh, what's happening there? Oh, I'm on the wrong. There we are. There we go. That'll help. I'm on the wrong one. So, Audubon Society, you would be. Oh, Naomi, you've seen the shots, have you? They must have been shared somewhere that I wasn't looking. Sorry, I can't comment, but I will when I get a chance. Oh, let me say hello to everyone who is on the Twitter/X platform. As I always say, you can comment and you can join in, and I would love you to. Just wherever you're watching it, I think you can just leave a comment somewhere, and I'll see it. Yeah, hopefully, that would be great. Who else have we got here? Oh, we know the Facebooks because Glenn's here on Facebook. Naomi's here on YouTube, which I love. And hello, Twitter. Hello, Twitch. Oh, they're coming in thick and fast. Great. Okay, let's go back to Audubon. Now, Audubon does a bird count around the Christmas. Loz isn't happy. You can probably tell from his vocalisations. So you want to come over, mate? Now, Christmas is winter in the US and Canada. But they've been doing this bird count for about 100 years. More than 100 years. Let's have a look. I'm just going to have a look at come on to this one. Come on. The summary of what their results were for 2022, 2023. Let's have a look at the regions that they cover. So it's Canada, and I mean it's pretty massive. I don't think they're not doing. No, I was just going to say. So it's basically Canada, US, and territories thereof. So Canada, all the provinces, but also regions: Alberta, British Columbia, Manitoba, New Brunswick, Newfoundland and Labrador, Northwest Territories, Nova Scotia, Nunavut, which don't have a link, Yukon Territories don't have a link, you ever wanted to see what the Christmas bird count was on Prince Edward Island? I have. Jared Clark has written this. Let's get the summaries. 92 counts were completed. Now, I wonder if a count is a person or whether it's an individual count, like we have with the Aussie bird count, Aussie backyard bird count, Aussie bird count. The backyard bird count's a different thing. So, what are the highlights? They had a pink-footed goose at St John's in Newfoundland. Rare species, and for the 6th season in a row. So maybe the pink-footed goose is moving either north or south. That'd be interesting to check out. Tufted duck numbers were up. 14 snow geese in Nova Scotia. Beg your pardon, that's a little island off the coast. Shorebird diversity was up. What else? Diurnal raptors are always a highlight during the season, bearing in mind it is the depths of winter when they do this count. Turkey vultures continue to establish in the Maritimes, with 137 recorded across Nova Scotia and 87 in New Brunswick. Also showing up in Atlantic Canada, the black vulture, bald eagles are doing well. Let's see, what else? Slow season for snowy owls, though. Saw-whet owls there. Great horned owls. Oh, that reminds me. This is what I wanted to... I forgot. Folks in the chat, are you aware of Flacco? Had you been following Flacco on the Twitter X's and occasionally on other platforms? I'll hold off on that. Rare and lingering warblers are a prize in the season in Atlantic Canada. 8 species of warblers recorded at Christmas in the last count, 22-23. Any that I've heard of there? Oh, the common yellow throat. They're Chatzer warblers. That's interesting. Oh, you've no idea about Flacco. Okay. All right. Folks, we may be diverting a little bit. Flacco is indeed an urban bird. I cannot believe that you have not been onto the... just let me get the Twitter up and happening. Where's my... annoying... Beg your pardon. Okay, log in. Let's go. Okay. I don't want to do my account security at the moment. Let's search Flacco. Ow. I haven't actually looked at this one yet, but we'll come back to there. Let's where are we looking? We're looking there. Okay, let's put the
and Amber Cogliano is more, and some of the video.
let's have a listen to this. Flacco was, it's a great horned owl that lived in the zoo at New York, and then somebody let him out, and as a result of letting him out, he established himself in Central Park, and then he'd been seen for months and months and months and months all over New York. And this is a bird that had been essentially raised in captivity, had not flown long distances, did not know how to hunt. But Flacco survived, but Flacco is dead now. So let's I'm not sure where this news report is from, but let's check it out, and I'll see if I can catch up with everything that that is happening there. Let's open this up. Hey, here we go.
Action to the death of the most famous owl in America. After flying the coop at Central Park Zoo, Flacco started popping up on apartment windowsills all over town. Now there are questions over how the famous bird met his end. Amber Cogliano is more, and some of the video may be upsetting for younger viewers. How did the beloved owl Flacco meet his untimely death? Was it just a freak accident or something else? That's the question being asked today.
A black kid whose picture you don't show cut a hole in his cage.
A celebrity after a vandal let him out of his cage at the Central Park Zoo a year ago. He became a worldwide phenomenon, showing up on windowsills all around the city.
Oh my God, you're so beautiful.
Just chilling out, peering inside to check out the humans.
Wow. Look at his legs.
Because people feed them.
I might just say, the extra voiceover that you're getting, someone's recorded the news by their phone, and some person is adding the voiceover, and of course, they added a very racist take at the start, which I don't subscribe to, but hey, it's America, right? Let's take it back now that I've given you that intro. Let's go back. Also, don't you hate the way they have these backdrops on newsrooms? The stupid geometric shapes and the neon look. Why don't they just put a Scarlet Myzomola there?
On Wednesday. Big reaction to the death of the most famous owl in America. After flying the coop at Central Park Zoo, Flacco started popping up on apartment windowsills all over town. Now there are questions over how the famous bird met his end. Amber Cogliano is more, and some of the video may be upsetting for younger viewers. How did the beloved owl Flacco meet his untimely death? Was it just a freak accident or something else? That's the question being asked today.
A black kid whose picture you don't show cut a hole in his cage.
A celebrity after a vandal let him out of his cage at the Central Park Zoo a year ago. He became a worldwide phenomenon, showing up on windowsills all around the city.
Oh my God, you're so beautiful.
Just chilling out, peering inside to check out the humans.
Wow. Look at his legs.
Because people feed them.
Mesmerized and followed his comings and goings. Flacco's life ended suddenly when he flew into a window of this high-rise on the west side of Manhattan. His body was discovered on the sidewalk. A necropsy determined the main impact appears to have been to the body, as there was substantial hemorrhage. What happened to Flacco isn't unusual. This shocking video shows an owl slamming into a window at a wedding. There are other videos on social media showing similar accidents. In New York City alone, it's reported some 230,000 birds die each year after hitting skyscraper windows. A memorial for Flacco continues to grow beneath his favorite tree in Central Park. Oh, look at this owl. There are flowers and photos paying tribute. But there is a growing belief that Flacco became disoriented because he was slowly being sickened by rat poison. Eating rats was his primary diet. David Barrett followed was free, he says he recently suspected the owl was sick.
Something seemed amiss because we were not hearing Flacco. He was not hooting, and he generally hooted every night. It's a tragic loss. Flacco touched so many lives.
A number of politicians are now backing.
Oh, so there we are. I really thought you'd all know about Flacco. And he was such a big thing in America. Had such an impact on so many people, and I was really loving following him on his exploits on Twitter. I'm surprised you guys hadn't seen him on Bird Twitter.
No, I just woke up and I know I look like fucking garbage. I'm really hungover. I'm probably still drunk. I just woke up and saw that Flacco the owl has died. Okay? And like, I'm a really dramatic person, but I really loved Flacco. And he like died in the street or something crazy. He like gave horrible details. And like, the bald eagle died like 3 days ago, and I was upset, but I was like, you know, it's not Flacco at least. And Flacco is dead. Like, I'm in hysterics. Like, I'm not okay. And like I said, I'm really hungover and like probably still drunk, and I know I look like garbage, but like, Flacco is dead. The owl. Do people know? I've been talking about him nonstop. Like, it just feels crazy. I feel terrible. This is fucking horrible. Rest in peace to Flacco. Like, I feel horrible right now. Horrible.
Kelly Keegs, that was. Kelly's got 108,000
and I know I look like fucking garbage.
followers.
I'm really hungover. I'm probably still.
Holy moly. So, there we go. What else have we got in the, if I'm looking up Flacco dead. Sorry if you're looking for bird count stuff, but this is Urban Birds, and, I mean, Flacco's probably the best ambassador. Let's see if we can find another video of someone. Oh. Who's this? Should I, no, I'm not going to let that one go. Is this a video? No, that's in the New York Times. No, that's not a video either. Oh, I thought we might get another person. God, there's some rubbish on. So we saw that one.
It's stealth, not speed, that makes her lethal. Compare this owl to a falcon. Both animals are birds of prey, but they have really different strategies when it comes to hunting. The falcon hunts when it's light out. He's incredibly fast. Some falcons fly up to 200 miles per hour. They don't need to be quiet. By the time their prey hears them, it's already too late. But owls have another strategy. They hunt under the cover of darkness. They're sneaky. She has incredibly powerful night vision, and she can zero in on the location of even the smallest noise. Air rushes over her wings as she flies. In most birds, that's noisy. But with owls, there's almost no flapping sound, no rustling. It's quiet. Up close, you can see how she does it. Her feathers are velvety, soft. That furriness lets the feathers slip quietly past each other during flight, dampen sound like a soft blanket. Compare that to falcon feathers. They're sleek and aerodynamic, but noisy as they slice through the air. And here's another thing. See those projections along the leading edge of the owl's wing, like a pointy comb? Those break up the wind as it flows over the top of the wing. The feathers at the trailing edge of the wing break up the wind even more. Compared to a falcon, these feathers look kind of jagged, right? But that jaggedness means almost no whooshing sound that would alert their prey. And overall, owl wings are bigger, wider than a pointy falcon wing. So they're slower, but they have more lift.
Ah, well, there we go. Did we learn something there? I don't think we need to be on Twitter anymore. Where were we? Audubon. Let's check out another one of the bird counts around the world. Well, Naomi has said she's saddened by the fate of Flacco. Remember, what was the... it was the Doug Anthony All-Stars, wasn't it? That Flacco first appeared here. Does anyone remember that Flacco? Naomi says, I'm saddened by his fate. The Windigo strike incidents are horrific. Yeah, I meant to talk about this recently because it covered off on something that we often talk about on the show. Rat poison and bird strike. And the fact that, I hadn't really thought about that birds that were in the process of being poisoned would then be flying into windows. I hadn't really given that much thought. What's Naomi saying? They found that certain owls don't have the comb. Oh, we're talking about the wing structure. Yeah, I'm sure different genera of owls have different adaptations for how they fly. I always thought owls were so removed from all the diurnal raptors, but they kind of are, but they're kind of not. Owls are pretty amazing. You're giving your bell a kiss now there, Loz. Good on you. Yeah, so anyway, where are we? Oh, good. Glenn's remembered the Doug Anthony All-Stars and Flacco. No. We're old timers, Glenn. We really are. People are just going to be scratching their heads and going, "What the hell are you talking about?" I'll just let people know what we are talking about. We'll get back there. This is who we are talking about. He's 68 years old. There we are. And Flacco was this character here. Let's
It's time for Flacco.
Make sure your seats are upright and your tray tables are not smoking in the toilet. And could cabin crew please disarm passengers and cross-dress? Have you never pondered, my friends, who invented the first watch? And how did they know what time it was?
So, folks, that's what passed as comedy in 1996 at the Melbourne Comedy Gala Festival. Now, where are we? Let's get back to the bird count in India. Hey? So that's what you're all here for. Bird stuff. I want to make a comment about this about the look of this website. When I first pulled this up, I thought, hang on, I thought I'd got off the Canada/UK/American website. But no. But this is great, isn't it? Isn't that a great image? Does this open up? No. How good is that? That's nearly all kids in that shot there. But then you realise how big India is. Like, look at that, and then look at the on the. I'll pull this up on full screen. So that map there that you can see being populated with dots, that's the records and observations of the Indian pitta on eBird. How cool is that during the migration season? That is super, super, super cool. So, India has a series of bird counts, but they have the Great Backyard Bird Count, but they also have counts similar to what we have with black cockies, gangangs, glossies, shorebird, weight counts for particular birds at different times. But I want to have a look at. Come on, take me there. There we are. That's what I want. So India's been involved in the Great Backyard Bird Count. So the Great Backyard Bird Count is a global event, but we have a different time. I'll just flick over to that. So the Great Backyard Bird Count actually has just finished. Wow, I always miss it. The Great Backyard Bird Count 2024 occurred over the last weekend. Or was it the previous? 16th to 19th of February. I wonder if we should perhaps get involved in it next time. It's not something that gets promoted here because the BirdLife bird count is at a different time. But it would be cool. Let's see, is there an Australian one? No. Doesn't look like. Or are they only doing their... Oh, no, there is an Australia one. But minuscule. So obviously not many people are doing it at this time in Australia and New Zealand. But it's all happening via eBird. Well, I actually really wasn't that aware of it. Yeah. The reason I wanted to talk about this today was to really ask all of you, have you been involved in any of these bird counts? The Australian viewers, are you involved in citizen science bird counts other than the Great Aussie Bird Count, or the Aussie Bird Count, or the run by BirdLife. Have you contributed to others? Are you using eBird or some other app? Are you perhaps using iNaturalist or anything? So are you, in your bird observing, your hobbyist activities, are you building on the citizen science knowledge database that researchers are using later on? That's really where I want the discussion to go, and we'll have a look at some of the others that are coming up, that are happening around the world, and let's just see if we can have a look at some of the results. So, in India, every day at least 2,180 bird watchers from India came together. They had 3,175 bird watchers on the third day. So that shows that their publicity is working over those couple of days. New people are becoming interested in getting involved. Day 1, 895 species. Day 2, 930. Day 3, 930. And day 4, 890. Now, I'm guessing that might have been a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and a Monday. I'll have to have a look. 61,000 checklists were uploaded in India. And I do like this sentence here. For many of us, the Great Backyard Bird Count is more than a count. It's a yearly ritual. A chance to connect with nature and an opportunity to contribute to something bigger than ourselves. That's really how I feel when I'm doing the, as Naomi says, the Great Aussie Bird Count. Naomi is also entering her sightings into eBird and bird data. I really need to get better at it. I get so slack. Glenn does the backyard bird count. Okay, so that's the backyard bird count. Is that the big one, Glenn, or is that any of the birds in backyard bird counts? eBird seems to bring in people just chasing birds from what I've seen, so I avoid it and don't have the Facebook page with the birds in the gardens, which I update. eBird has that kind of element. The reason I like eBird is that the data does get pulled by researchers. So it's kind of, sometimes you go, oh, God, these people. But yeah. And as Glenn says, yes, the big one. Okay. Naomi says, I got told about the eBird count after the event. That's what happens with me usually, Naomi. I'll get the newsletter or whatever that they're doing promoting late. And look, no matter, I'm still trying to get on the lists of people to who promote all these things early so that I can get interviews and things up ahead. And they don't ever seem to add me. So I don't know if it's a them problem or a me problem. I'm guessing it's more likely a me problem. But anyway, let's get back to the Great Backyard Bird Count, which I would love to take that on and make that something that really push here on the Bird Emergency, and I might reach out to them about that, because that's not a very good representation considering the number of hardcore Aussie birders. I would have thought we easily would have been up there with Canada for this time of year. It's obviously hasn't caught on in the UK in the same way as well. So yeah, we'll get onto that. What's Naomi saying? I've only used iNaturalist for koala and mammal sightings. iNaturalist is also, that data is pulled by people as well, Naomi. So if you see anything interesting or unusual, it's probably a good thing to do. And Glenn says, I may do eBird, but delay when I put them in so as not to attract the bird chasers. Yeah, that's always it's always the thing, isn't it? I always want to promote and talk about something that is interesting or noteworthy, but I don't want people out there traipsing through the bush trying to find something and disturbing everyone. Naomi, you might know the answer to this too. It just came into my mind. And I don't know, I think it's probably as a result of what we were talking about yesterday a little bit, but are you aware of lyrebirds being able to mimic human voices? Like, do lyrebirds talk? That's the question I want to ask. Glenn, if you know the answer, let me know. And Naomi says, that's the thing, Glenn, you can put sightings into eBird as private. Yes, you can. And also with eBird, if there's something that is particularly notable, maybe out of range or not very common and things like that, they will ask you to verify what you have seen. I'm still waiting for my second camera so that I can easily take one out and always be looking to photograph things. Naomi says, oh yes, then they don't know where you saw it. Yeah, that's always a good thing. Oh, hello Twitch. Someone from Twitch has joined us. It's nice to see you here. Do please join in the comments. Tell us where you're watching / listening, and join the Riot Squad. Yes, Glenn, thank you for that. Glenn says, not aware of a lyrebird talking. Certainly heard them making camera sounds, chainsaws, the beeping of a backing truck, leaf blowers, telephones ringing. I've seen and heard all of those things, but I can't recall in any of that amazing footage ever hearing a lyrebird making human sound. Naomi also never heard lyrebirds mimicking humans, but they're super cool birds and may do it. I think probably why they haven't done it. Think of all those noises that they do mimic. Like, think of a chainsaw. A chainsaw is, if somebody is clearing a block or something near where a lyrebird has its display territory or where it's hanging out a lot, it's going to hear that noise over and over and over again, but it's probably not hearing the same words from people often enough to pick up on the word. They're probably more likely. I mean, think of how many times I've heard that infernal Nokia ring as the older people are walking through Sherbrooke Forest. So I've only heard those standard old ringing tones being mimicked, but they might do footprints and things like that. I should talk to Fiona Backhouse about that and see if she's heard any on her research. Also, folks, while I'm going through and sending out invitations to people to join the show and the live streams particularly, are there any people that I've interviewed, going back to 2015, 2014, that you would particularly like me to get hold of again and catch up with in a more relaxed kind of live stream setting? Oh, beg your pardon. I've just got an email that I want to. Oh, it's gone. It's gone. I just want to check because it was someone that I had invited on to have a chat, and I think I'm going to get their answer now. Let's have a look. Oh no, it's just their newsletter, so it's not actually an answer to my email. It's just their regular newsletter. Okay, let's have a look at it. Let's keep going through, see if there's anything amazing. Great backyard bird count, Colombia, Ecuador. Look at that. I would have thought there would have been more. Oh no, that's species, not number of counts. Okay. Colombia, 1,363 species. That's pretty amazing, isn't it? Even Peru, 973. Amazing stuff. Look at the 14,000 checklists in the Kerala region submitted over the 4 days. Even look down here, the Andaman and Nicobar Islands, 567. That is bloomin' amazing, isn't it? And then the number of species. You've got 538 species in West Bengal. 154 on Andaman and Nicobar Islands. That's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing. Look at the serpent eagle, the Andaman serpent eagle, forest owlet. I really want to get more people from India onto the show. They usually decline when I reach out, and usually they tell me it's because they are not confident with their English to come on a live show. But we'll keep going. We'll keep trying. So, all right, that was India. India also does a monthly eBird challenge, and they have an eBirder of the month. So the bird count in India is closely aligned with what's going on in where's my sharing gone? Oh, it's disappeared. Sorry about that. I'm showing you things that have disappeared. Let's come back to here. All right. I don't know what happened there. All right. New Zealand. New Zealand do theirs in June, July. So they do theirs in winter, which I find interesting. And they do their count over an hour, whereas the Aussie bird life count is a 20-minute segment. Let's have a look at their bird ID. What have we got? 16 weeks until the New Zealand one. How do they do their ID? Let's have a look. And look at this. New Zealand has the same kind of issue that we have here in Australia. Have a look at the small birds. Chaffinch, Dunnock, the fantail, that's grey fantail is a native, or it's the New Zealand fantail there. Piwa Kawaka, I think. I'm hopeless at the Maori names. I need schooling. Goldfinch, greenfinch, sparrow. I think the yellowhammer is introduced as well. What else have we got in there? Medium birds, blackbirds, miners, eastern rosella, starling, song thrush, large birds. rock pigeon, and the Australian magpie. I like their website. It looks pretty cool, doesn't it? Looks pretty cool. Okay. What else have they got? There's resources here for teachers and Maori specific resources. Let's have a look at their 2022 garden bird survey results. Key findings. Positive signals are emerging for 4 native species. So the Kareru, which is their native pigeon, shows a moderate increase over 10 years. 83%. I would have thought that was more than moderate, but only 10% over 5 years. Their fantail, moderate increase, 55% over 10 years compared to the shallow increase seen in recent years. Moderate increase over 5 years continues to be 26%. Shallow increase in tui, cocoa, 30% in the long term, 9% in the short term. Regional long-term trends show a rapid increase in the Canterbury region, 266%, and a moderate increase in Taranaki, 59%, and the West Coast, 61%. There's a long-term shallow decline in silvereye, 12%. And they say key signals for introduced species that also act as environmental indicators. Little or no change in the Indian myna. That's good. But rapid increase in Wellington and a rapid increase in the Manawatu Wanganui region and a moderate increase in Gippsland, shallow increase in Taranaki. Starling counts show a shallow decline. That's probably good. And chaffinch, little no change over the long term. So what have we got? Increases and some decreases. I like the representations on the website. I think this is a really cool website. Some of the methodology. This is cool, isn't it? Good on you, New Zealand. There we are. Regional counts. And that's run by their Landcare Research body. Fantastic. 3 cheers for New Zealand, or Aotearoa. Yeah, I think that's a fantastic looking website. Moving along, let's go to...
Sorry, I don't know that one.
I don't know what Google was upset for then. Oh, yes, cookies. Garden Birdwatch in the UK from the British Trust for Ornithology. Now, I'm not sure whether there's a couple of different counts in the UK, because I think Springwatch, which is part of one of the media organisations, I think they do one, but I'm not sure if it's hand in hand with the BTO. So when do they run theirs? Well, let's see. Let's see what happens if we click sign up. Does it tell us when it is? Because I only want to know when it is. It tells us about BTO. Funded by the supporters. So I think you have to sign in and buy the Garden Birds and Other Wildlife book for £14.99. I know you can get a free information pack if you want to find out about it. Let's have a look at what that would be. Can request that. A beautiful picture of a waxwing on the front. Is it telling me when it is? Looks like I might have to do that. Okay. Then there's the... Oh, haven't I done that again? The BTO also does a breeding bird survey, which is more for the... goodbye, Instagram. Instagram are gone again. Keep forgetting the Instagram is only on for an hour. So the breeding bird survey is more of a birders event. It's not really just, you're not just looking at your backyard. Oh, Dr. Nick. Hello, Dr. Nick. Are you still here? Check in if you are. Say hello. I do actually have a question I wanted to ask you, since I noticed that you've been posting particular things recently, and we are talking about citizen science and bird counts as well. So, Dr. Nick, if you're here, jump in the comments. Because I did want to talk about the Powerful Owl surveys. So, yes. Okay, so BTO does the breeding bird survey. Oh, but I didn't share that tab, did I? There we are. There's the breeding birds survey. About 3,000 volunteers who do a 1 kilometre square each spring. So using the same methodology that the Where We're Wedgie count does on the Tasmanian wedge-tailed eagle. Now this is the coordinated waterbird counts. Thank you. More cookies. Yeah, I've said accept, so get lost. That's it. So this is South Africa and Kenya. And this is the citizen science counts that are happening. And the data is curated, so it's sort of under the auspices of the University of Cape Town Fitzpatrick Institute of African Ornithology. So you'll register, you get a number, and then you will get an area assigned that's near you, or you can choose an area near you to do the now, Naomi is telling me this is the British one. Yes. Yeah, I got a lot of stuff in my feeds about it. Yeah. And I think that is I think it's hand in hand with like the BBC, I think. I think they're doing programs and celebrities are all over it as well, so but yeah, thank you for that. Well, what's the Birdie Project? I'll see if I can find the acronym here. There's a whole lot of acronyms in here, all the bodies that are involved. There's the Royal Belgian Institute of Natural Science involved. Of course, the Fitzpatrick Institute of African Ornithology, the Centre for Statistics in Ecology, Environment and Conservation at the University of Cape Town, the South African Bird Atlas Project. So there's a lot going on. They have a Facebook group. So if you're in Africa and you might want to get into it, that would be that would be the time and place. Naomi commenting on, well, Naomi, it does seem an odd time to do a bird count in the UK, but the Canadian one is done at Christmas, and that's in the middle of winter too. So, I don't know. Maybe there is... I know that there are big counts in both the UK and the US and Europe, Canada, for the global big days, which are at the height of the migration season. So maybe the purpose of doing that count at that time is to find the resident birds that haven't undertaken migration. I don't know. I can probably come off there, can't I now? I'm guessing Dr. Nick isn't still with us because I'm not seeing him, unless Dr. Nick's out doing something. Okay. Now I brought up the BirdLife South Africa site here, and what they do with their. I'll just check here too. Now, they have a platform called Go Birding. Let's just have a look at that before we come back. So this is going to be the Go Birding. Shadow, who are you barking at out there? So welcome to Go Birding South Africa, the home of birds and birding in South Africa, hosted by BirdLife South Africa. Are you planning a birding trip in South Africa? This is your one-stop shop of birding information with sites, guides, tour operators. Okay, that's interesting, isn't it? So it's a real amalgamation between a useful resource and a commercial interface, isn't it? But there's promoting some guides, so that's cool. Okay. I'm going to be using this this later on. That would be very good. Okay. But it doesn't look like that there is an organised annual count apart from the waterways water here. But there is at the Shamwari Private Game Reserve. I wonder if I hope they don't let celebrities from the US go there and shoot things. I'm pretty sure they don't. Now that was May the 4th, 2019. I wonder if it's updated. But they do that. They were involved in a count for the global big day, right in the height of migration season. You upset by Shadow barking too, are you there, Loz? You want to come over? Come on. Okay. And so in May at Shamwari in South Africa, they got 116 species on the one day. So there we are. That's pretty cool. Right. eBird and the Cornell Lab. We've been talking about Global Big Day. That's a pretty cool header, isn't it? For the I like that. Look at that. We got a Western Rosella, a splendid blue wren, or a fairy wren, crested shrike tit, spinifex pigeon, blue-faced parrotfinch, and what's that? That's the Saxony bird of paradise, I think. They're for New Guinea, and I think we got the New Zealand storm petrel over here for New Zealand. I do like those representations of the birds there. Global Big Day. This is the observations from May last year. 7,746 species, 159.5 checklists, and nearly 62,500 people were involved. Top 5 countries: Colombia, Peru, Brazil, Ecuador, India for species seen. Australia not in the top 10. Let's have a look where Australia came in. Wow, where are we? Where are you, Australia? New Zealand 83. Don't tell me Australia's down below this, are we? Palau. 57 species. Where's Australia? I must have missed them. Austria. Look at that. Philippines, 220, 130 participants, I think. Is that right? 130 checklists, so it might not even have been participants. Oh, here we are. Australia is 15th. Two species ahead of South Africa. Now, in terms of checklists submitted, Australia comes in 12th. So 15th and 12th. There we are. That's interesting, isn't it? But in species, there we are, back to 15th. 512. That's a pretty good get for the one day. But I would like to get involved in that and see a few more people doing that. Look at that. That's amazing, isn't it? All right. I've got enough time to get really involved in Global Big Day, I think, for this year. Thanks, Naomi. Last Saturday in January and July, when a bird count is done, coordinated by Avifaunal Road Counts. Geez, I've never even heard of them. Let's see if I can... they didn't come up in my search. When I searched for bird count South Africa, here we are. Please hurry up, come on. I'm just waiting for the internet to find it. Here we go. I'll share this tab now. This is what you were talking about, Naomi. Okay. So to do this, you have to go out in a group of at least 10, and you have to follow the same route every year. So that's the systematic method of counting. What can we do here? So this is one where it's done from a car. It's the basis of it is that you drive around and you see what you can see from the road. Okay, that's an interesting way to go about it. So I'm up to Birds Canada. They do their great backyard bird count, Feb 16 to 19, again in winter. And it's... I do quite like their little logo there from the... Oh, no, that's from a shop, the Wild Birds Unlimited shop. Okay. How do we get involved? Let's have a look. So they get 70,000 people each year involved in citizen science in Canada. That's pretty massive. Well done, Canada. I used to speak to some people from Birds Canada, but as often happens with people who are doing research and progressing in academia, they've moved on to other things. I like the tools they have on the Birds Canada website. So, Schoolyard Bird Blitz. I'd be interested. What do we got there? Let's check out their video. Since someone's gone to the problem, the time and trouble of making it, let's check the video out.
I wonder what birds we're gonna find today. I'm excited to see this one up close.
Schoolyard Bird Blitz is an annual May bird count that can be done by students in any schoolyard across Canada.
Which bird do you think we'll likely see the most of? Just a prediction. Bill? Sparrow.
You hear it?
The program is really fun and easy for students and educators of all grades and experiences to participate.
Okay, so MOU RNING.
Today at our school we saw 9 total species of birds and 43 individual birds in total.
In addition to learning about local birds, students become citizen scientists and report their observations to Birds Canada.
They came alive. Something I don't normally see in a classroom perhaps, but once you get outside of that box and you start engaging with nature, they appreciate that. I think they've kind of fallen in love with the whole process. I am able to connect with many parts of the curriculum. It's a very integrated approach.
I liked bird watching at school today because I got to look at all the new different species of birds with my friends that I didn't know we had in our schoolyard. Schoolyard Bird Blitz!
Good on you, Birds Canada. Hashtag there as well. So, yeah, I like that. And I'm glad they went to the trouble of making a video. I always like it when someone's done that. Now, this is more about the Cornell Global Bird Count. The chirping from the cardinal was in my headphones, not on the speakers today. The other day I had everything through the speakers and Loz could hear it. Now, he hasn't heard everything else I've been playing, but he did hear the cardinal, and that was when he flew to my shoulder there. So that was interesting. Okay, what else have we got? So that's Cornell. Well, we've been referencing this one all the way along, haven't we? The Aussie Bird Count, which I've always called the Great Aussie Bird Count. October in Australia. in Bird Week. Differs from the New Zealand one, as we mentioned, 20 minutes. I always go out and get the same spot each day in the park. If you've got a nice garden, do it there, or find some other spot you can be. And the information there goes into bird data, gets analysed, and we often have Holly Parsons from BirdLife giving us the summary. Or before Holly, the Tegan. I do like the emphasis that's happening nowadays, and this is Cornell. The emphasis on getting kids and anyone in the community involved in birding, and as you can see, backyard feeders are the gateway for so many people. Cornell's amazing, really. And the Macaulay Library of sounds and videos and stuff. I mean, the Cornell lab is the Wilson School of Ornithology. Amazing stuff. Okay. Now this is... So this is a citizen science project which is getting a lot of traction here in Australia, Backyard Buddies. Let's go down. Foundation for National Parks and Wildlife in Sydney are behind Backyard Buddies. They've been producing a lot of videos that you can find on both YouTube and Facebook that I've been seeing. Again, it's aimed at kids and using using citizen science as a gateway into conservation. Must have a look. So that's a registered charity. I must check it. I must check out more about that. Okay. BioBlitz. Where is this based? So this is Australian. Now, let's check out the video.
How can these smart devices help the plants and native stingless bees in this garden and the birds above?
The answer is through citizen science. Citizen science is an amazing way that a citizen, a student, teacher, any learner can contribute to biodiversity databases and maps through the taking and uploading of images of species. And schools will have the opportunity to engage in citizen science in September's National Biodiversity Month through a nationwide BioBlitz. Everyday Australians are increasingly identifying species through citizen science apps and smart devices. These devices now have the capacity to communicate with the internet and take extraordinary images. If uploaded to a reputable citizen science app like iNaturalist, your observations and images can be identified by experts. These observations fill information gaps to help scientists understand species declines and assist with regeneration strategies. An uploaded plant, bee, butterfly, or bird observation to a citizen science database could help paint a fuller picture of local biodiversity. It could be the piece of a missing puzzle or astound scientists with its rarity.
Only 5% of citizen science projects are urban-based. Scientists and government organisations are calling out for more biodiversity data. And the good news is that citizen scientists can help.
September's National Biodiversity Month It's a great time to get involved in the incredible nationwide school citizen science initiative, the B&B BioBlitz. A BioBlitz is a way to discover and record as many living things as possible within set locations and over a limited time. This generates or extends biodiversity data at chosen locations. And schools around Australia can all participate through devoting a lunch hour or another set period of time to citizen science. Students can explore their school grounds, take photos of bugs, birds, plants and other species, and have a designated teacher upload the images to iNaturalist and its Australian node, the CSIRO's Atlas of Living Australia. Schools will be provided with guidelines and instructions to show you how easy it is to use devices to take observations and contribute them to biodiversity databases. The B&B BioBlitz offers students in late primary and early years of high school an opportunity to contribute valuable observations and develop STEM skills. Participating schools in the BioBlitz will be able to win great prizes for most unusual species, most peculiar plant, most breathtaking bug and bird, most species observed, the best close-up. To join the B&B BioBlitz and for more information, register through our website at ps.org.au or email us at info@ps.org.au.
Biodiversity needs citizen scientists like you. So enjoy your BioBlitzing and I hope you make some exciting discoveries. How can these smart devices help the planet?
We've been there. Thanks to Dan, the cameraman, who got a credit there at the end, helping out. That was interesting. Naomi wanted to relay how important it is to do the eBird if you can. Naomi went to Kimber in South Australia, not Kimber the White Lion, and entered the sightings, and for a few hours still ranked 26th top eBirder at that location. Yeah, I would also point out, after watching that video and after talking to some people from the Great Southern BioBlitz, iNaturalist is also very important. And the reason I would say that, and Naomi, you said the point is researchers will only know the richness of the diversity, the biodiversity at a place if people enter the data. The same is true when councils are doing assessments. So this is coming into land use and planning, development approvals and whatnot. Often the place they go, rather than eBird, is iNaturalist. So again, interesting things are important to put into iNaturalist as well, I think. So let's develop a habit. Now, what have we got here? Looking at, just scooting through for the next one. I've got a whole heap of what's this? I don't want to sign up for that. What's this? So this is what I wanted to bring up. This is really highlighting. Let's get this up. At 25, the backyard bird count shows the power of citizen science. This is on the Associated Press website. I can get away from their news video there. There's a photo from the Macaulay Library, Cornell Lab of Ornithology, showing two girls watching birds through a window with binoculars. Bird listening cameras in Louisiana. So this is from February 2023. It's a given that when the backyard bird count begins, Steve and Janet Kistler of Hart County in Kentucky will be joining in. They've done it every year since the now global tradition began in 25 years ago. So there we are. It's just featuring how important it is. The numbers of the checklist help researchers track the ups and downs of various species that helps to determine the direction of conservation efforts. So we all kind of know most of this stuff, but yeah, these, even though they look like they're just fun, they are important. Now, this is one I wanted to show you. This is the Great Backyard Bird Count results in Fiji, and so they have 5 provinces in Fiji, and Western Province 38 species, 35 in Central, and they've got 24 checklist was the top. 49 species observed overall, and 27 completed checklists. There's 148 hotspots in Fiji, and let's have a look. I'm just looking to see if any more. No, that's none of the people I've spoken to in Fiji are on the checklist there. So there we go. That's cool. We'll jump off there. Let's see. We've got new people have jumped in. Dr. Nick, still looking for you if you're on in the Facebook audience there. Let us know. Okay. What's this? Is that something I need to sign up for? Okay, then why does it even... Okay. Well, I'm not signing up for anything there. Something to do with the Fiji stuff, but I'm not signing up for that. And here we go. Fiji also do a Great Fiji Migratory Bird Count. Started in 2007. Yeah, I couldn't find anything that showed sort of last year or this year. I must say it's very difficult. They obviously don't have the people or the time to put a website up for everything that's going on in so many of the smaller nations, but I will try and get some information out of Nature Fiji or Think Pacific about what is happening in the Pacific in terms of citizen science and people counting and surveying. So, yeah, we'll look into that. Well, there we go, folks. There's not a lot more I really wanted to let you in on today. We will, hopefully we'll have a guest on Monday if we can well, if we can't reschedule, I'll just find someone else. So next Monday, talking urban birds, hopefully we'll have a guest with us, apart from my co-host over here. You happy up there, Loz? Seems to be. Not having a tantrum. What do I want to remind you of? What's coming up? It's World Penguin Day. Anzac Day is also World Penguin Day. And I'll try and chase down some people for the Global Big Day in May. Hopefully we can get ahead of some of these things this year. I'm gradually crossing off a lot of the people that I had been wanting to invite. So hopefully you'll get more people rather than just me. Just me here. Thanks, Naomi, for your time and attention today. Hopefully next time we all meet, I have my introduction video finished. Had a bit of fun doing that today. Just looking what else is coming up. We've got habitat gardening again on Saturday morning, where I'm going to show you some of the containers and some of the equipment that I recommend for propagating in the backyard and growing on. And hopefully we've got a guest. I did reach out to a few high-profile people in the last day or two, so hopefully someone will jump on. I did tell you about Mallee Conservation, didn't I? Yes. And Naomi, because I know you were watching yesterday, I've reached out to a number of those people that were featured in some of the things we watched yesterday. So maybe some people coming on about rainforests in North Queensland in the next little while. Been fun, always is, spending Mondays with you. I may as well do this again. What do you reckon? I really need the music, don't I, on that? It's very boring. But yes, you can buy me a coffee. Would be much appreciated if you would like to. thebirdemergency.com/coffee just helps me defray the costs of talking to you about birds and trying to make you aware of some of the things that are going on. So, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, X, /LinkedIn, and Instagram. Thanks for being with us. I'm Grant. I'm a bird nerd. This is the Bird Emergency. That's been Loz. Oh, someone else has given us a bit of love. Oh, Glenn, thank you for the Facebook like. Oh, and if you don't want to buy me a coffee, which is perfectly fine, share something that we've done that has been fun or interesting. Maybe one of the first seen and heards. That might be fun. That might be cool. See you, everyone.